In the heart of Europe, far from his beloved homeland, a young Filipino hero continued his fight for freedom, not through violence, but through his ideas and writings. In 1890, Jose Rizal stayed in Brussels, where he quietly worked on powerful writings that would awaken a nation. This is a story of Rizal's life in Brussels, a journey of sacrifice, intellect, and unwavering love for the Philippines. Disclaimer: this digital story is created for educational purposes only. The information presented is based on historical accounts of Jose Rizal's life, accomplishments, and contribution. Some scenes, visuals, and narration may be simplified or creatively presented to enhance understanding and storytelling. No copyright infringement is intended for any images or materials is used in this project. In the year 1890, Jose Rizal, the national hero of the Philippines, found himself in Brussels, a quiet yet intellectually vibrant city in Europe, far from his homeland. Rizal continued his mission not with weapons but with words, ideas, and unwavering courage. Rizal moved to Brussels primarily for practical reasons. Life in other European cities, especially in Paris, had become expensive. In contrast, Brussels offered a more affordable and peaceful environment where he could focus on his writing and studies, but more than just a place to stay. Brussels became a sanctuary for his thoughts and his advocacy for reform. During his stay, Rizal lived modestly with fellow Filipino intellectuals, including Jose Alejandro. Together, they shared ideas, discussed politics, and strengthened their desire for change in the Philippines. This interaction helped Rizal remain connected to his roots and inspire his continued fight against Spanish colonial abuses. It was in Brussels where Rizal worked one of his important literary masterpieces, Il Filibusterismo, the sequel to his earlier novel No Limit Tangere. Unlike the hopeful tone of No Limit Tangere, El Filibusterismo carried a darker and more revolutionary message. It reflected Rizal's growing frustration with the lack of reforms and suffering of the Filipino people under Spanish rule. Through his writing, Rizal exposed corruption, injustice, and abuse of power. His character symbolized real issues faced by Filipino oppression, inequality, and the desire of freedom. Even while abroad, his heart remained in the Philippines, and every word he wrote was a call for change. Aside from writing, Rizal also continued his involvement in the propaganda movement, a peaceful campaign led by Filipino reformists in Europe. Their goal was to demand equal rights, representation in the Spanish government, and reforms in the colonial system. Rizal contributed essays and articles to publications like La Solidaridad, using his voice to awaken national consciousness among Filipinos. Life in Brussels was not always easy. Rizal faced financial difficulties and emotional burden of being far from his family. Yet he remained disciplined and focused. His resilience during this period showed his deep commitment to his country and his people.
By the end of his stay in Brussels, Rizal had made significant progress on El Filibusterismo, which he would later complete. Again, his time at Brussels made it a critical phase and transformation from a deformist full of hope, a thinker more aware of his realities and colonial rule. Rizal's stay in Brussels in 1980 was not just a chapter of his life abroad. It was a period of deep reflection, intellectual growth, and student information through his work and action. He provided that even a foreign land, one can fight for their nation with courage, wisdom, and purpose.